It will never not be wild to me that everyone's saying the same thing, just using different vocabulary. You call it God, they call it the universe, and someone else sells energy. But we're all basically debating synonyms and calling it enlightenment. This is just another Manicc episode where we evolve out loud, unpolished, unapologetic, and unbothered. Every episode, we embrace our infinite paradox, the messy, cosmic, beautiful journey of becoming. Let's talk about words. We take them too seriously. We take ourselves too seriously. And I don't even mean that lightly. It's holding us back from real conversations. We're too busy policing language, finding labels, and dodging word triggers to actually explore what we mean. And because lately, it feels like everyone's trying to trademark language. Like the word spirituality now comes with a uniform, a starter pack, and its own customized beverage. And if you don't sound like you're levitating 3 inches off the ground, apparently you're not spiritual enough. But here's the thing, no reality comes with the dress code. It's all for the fun of it, so don't take it too seriously. Have fun dressing your avatar, playing with self-expression, trying on different versions of you. Just remember, the universe doesn't care what you're wearing. Anyways, let's pull the focus back to the topic. Word triggers, because honestly, most of us are saying the exact same thing. We're not part of the universe, we are the universe. Just having a brilliant opportunity to live out the human experience. One person is praying for you, another is sending you good vibes. You might call it guides, angels, intuition, God, but it's all just different names for the same force directing you. And it genuinely breaks my heart that people tie so much meaning to a single word and that they forget to have the real conversations. So I mean no offense by the words that I choose, and I hope I never get so blinded that I think I've somehow found the perfect ones. Some people hear the word spirituality and instantly picture a girl with a singing bowl, 42 rings, and a new moon tattoo. But for me, spirituality can look like sitting in silence after a long day, not needing to explain myself to anyone. It's awareness and it's presence. It's that quiet moment where you realize, hey, I'm alive right now, and that is insane. Or it's that morning light beaming in from the window while you're making coffee and something just shifts inside of you. That's spirituality. Not everything has to be a performance, and I really hope we don't get stuck in this trap of thinking that if we're not visually perceived as spiritual, our growth somehow counts as less. But here's the other side. The words we use to describe ourselves shouldn't become our definitions either. They're just reference points, not cages. The funniest part is you can replace spirituality with literally anything else and it still works. If you hate the word spiritual, that's okay. Call it self-awareness, call it peace, call it clarity, call it whatever you want. This is where I might get a little ranty because I keep hearing people say they're channeling beings or escaping the matrix. And listen, if that's your jam, cool. I love that for you. But personally, I'm just trying to make rent. I'm trying to eat something green and I'm just trying to hold it together. We are here for the human experience, not to bypass it, not to float above it like it's beneath us. So if you're ascending, congrats. But did you drink your water today? Because you can't skip the human part and still claim enlightenment. You can't talk about oneness if you're out here refusing to actually be in your body. Maybe the whole point of life isn't to escape the simulation. Maybe it's just to enjoy the weirdness of being in it. Crying at music, laughing at memes, making mistakes, loving people who make you want to throw your phone. That's the curriculum. And here's what the science says. Research on embodiment and the body-mind integration shows that when we disconnect from our body, we are losing more than just sensations. We're losing a way of knowing. One article calls this disembodiment, being so up in the head that the body fades into the background. Another explains that embodiment, which is basically being fully here in your body, improves emotional regulation, presence, and even connection to what is real. In other words, skipping the mess of being human doesn't make you a higher frequency. It just makes you less grounded. Because here's the thing, the body isn't a distraction. It's just part of the experience. When you feel your heartbeat after laughing too hard, when you stay up late thinking, when your stomach drops, whether in love or dread or whatever, that's just living. And the research backs it. Our cognition, our emotion, our spiritual feelings, they're deeply entwined with our physical selves. So yeah, if you're out here trying to skip the human parts, the tears, the laughter, the confusion, you might actually be missing the thing that you're trying to get. The mess is the miracle. And again, call it whatever you want. I don't care. Call it channeling, manifestation, find another terminology. I don't care. Just show up. Because the universe didn't give you Earth just so you could hover above it. We're not here to prove that we're enlightened. We're here to be alive. I want you to feel, to mess up, to heal, to love, to be weird. It's part of being human. Ironically, the same word can trigger completely opposite reactions depending on who's listening. Say manifestation to one person and they're like, yes, you get it. Say to someone else and they roll their eyes like you just quoted a horoscope. We're all using different GPS systems to describe the same landscape, and that's okay, but we forget that. We start judging the packaging instead of the product. We get so caught up in the semantics that we miss the substance. If the word God makes you cringe, fine, try source or life or whatever works. The point is, language is translation of energy. It's how we human. No one can fully communicate what they mean, and that's kind of the beauty of it, because when energy moves through words, it finds the people it's meant for. The resonance happens whether or not the vocabulary matches. The Sapir-Whorf hypothesis suggests that the language you speak literally shapes how you perceive reality. So yeah, we each live in a slightly different world, shaped by the words we know. Fun fact, studies show that bilingual people actually see colors differently depending on which language they're using. Meaning our words filter our worlds. Neuroscience calls this semantic priming. Your brain reacts faster to the words it associates with emotion and familiarity. That's why manifestation might light up one person's hope center and trigger another's skepticism. Their neural maps are just built differently. So when someone flinches at a word you use, it's not necessarily resistance, it's wiring. And it's not your job to rewire someone's brain mid-conversation. If someone can't hear your message past their own bias, that's okay. They're walking their own path. Let them. Respect their map while staying loyal to your own. Because at the end of the day, we're not supposed to all speak the same dialect of meaning. We're meant to find harmony in translation. The words we decide to use say more about us than it does reality. When I say energy, it's not because I think I'm a fairy in a crop top. It's because emotion sometimes feels too small to hold what I mean. I'm always telling people I love your energy. Others say vibe, it's literally the same thing, but what we're really saying is I feel you, I recognize your presence, your aura, your frequency, whatever you want to call it, that someone is seen and in turn feels seen. It means all of these things and more, and even as I explained it now, I feel like I'm falling short. So anyway, that's why when someone says God, spirit, love, or even science, I listen for the intention behind it, not the label. Because if we strip all the vocabulary away, most of us want the same things: to feel connected, to feel seen, to feel safe being human. Language isn't just a description, it's a mirror. It reflects back how we feel, how we think, how we connect. Neuroscience calls this embodied cognition, the ideal that our language and body aren't separate systems. They work together. When we hear words like energy, love, and peace, our brain's emotional and sensory regions activate as if we're actually feeling those things. So when I say, I love your energy, it's not abstract. My nervous system is literally syncing with the emotion the word represents. There's also the mirror neuron system, cells in our brain that fire both when we act and we see someone else act. It's empathy on a biological level. So when you describe someone's energy or vibe, you're actually mirroring subtle cues, tone, posture, expression, presence, and translating it into language. That's why saying your energy feels off isn't just poetic, it's neurologically accurate. And then there's the looking glass itself, a sociological ideal that we shape our identity through how we think others perceive us. Every word we choose, God, universe, intuition, science, reveals how we want to be understood. We're not just communicating, we're curating mirrors of selfhood. language, emotion, and connection. Studies across languages show that the words themselves carry emotional charge, and that universally humans lean towards positive language. Our vocabularies are wired for connection, and even when we're arguing, we're trying to be understood, to bridge our internal language gap. So maybe language isn't just how we describe the world, it's how we find each other in it. When I say energy and you say vibe, we're both trying to say is, I feel you, I recognize your presence in this moment of existence, and maybe that's all that matters. At the end of the day, I think spirituality, or whatever you want to call it, isn't about escaping life. It's about participating in it. It's about showing up fully, messy, beautiful, human as you are. Because emotions aren't moral, they're just messages, systems moving through the body, not proof of your progress. So stop narrating every moment into oblivion and actually just be in it. Instead of saying, I'm doing this for spiritual growth, just do it to enjoy it. Hold someone's hand because you love them. Be present because you want to be there. That's awareness, that's spirituality, that's being alive. So I'm sorry if I don't take it seriously when someone tells me they're not a spiritual being. Because breathing is spiritual, eating something you love is spiritual, holding the hand of someone you love, extremely spiritual. Maybe we're overcomplicating the simplest thing of all, existing. And if that feels too woo-woo for you, neuroscience backs this up. When we slow down and actually participate in the moment, our brain shifts from default mode, the part responsible for overthinking and self-narration, to the regions connected to awareness, empathy, and emotional balance. Basically, being present literally rewires you to feel more alive. Studies on mindfulness, not the branded kind, but the basic act of paying attention, show that even 10 minutes a day can reduce stress, improve emotional regulation, and boost your well-being. You don't need a retreat in Bali to access your peace. Yeah, we would all like one, but what you need to do is to remember to breathe. And that feeling of awe you get when the sunlight hits your coffee cup just right, that's dopamine and oxytocin working together. Your body releases the same chemicals linked to love and safety and connection, all from simply noticing beauty in the mundane. The science is basically saying being human is good for you. So maybe spirituality was never meant to be something we ascend into. Maybe it's something we sink back into. Let it be simple, let it be soft, let it be you, because you don't have to escape the human experience to find the divine. Just remember that being human is the divine. So the next time someone uses a word that doesn't sit right with you, pause. Listen for what they meant, not what they said, because behind every word is a feeling, and behind every feeling is the same desire to be understood. And if language is a mirror, then every conversation is a reflection of our shared humanness. The words might differ, but the meaning, the silent pulse underneath, is the same. We're all just using different dialects to say, I want to feel connected, I want to feel seen, I want to feel safe being human. If you made it this far, you get it. The chaos, the contradictions, the beauty of trying anyways. We're not chasing perfection here. We're just showing up authentically. So if this hits for you, if this made you feel a little more human or a little less alone, subscribe, follow, or hit whatever button is in front of you, because I don't think this found you by accident. This was just another Manicc episode. Take what resonates, recycle the rest, and don't forget to stay hydrated.